The other day I was sitting around moping because I'm, well, fat and poor. So I decided to try to find out why I'm so fat and poor. For starters, I'm a cashier at a grocery store. That doesn't sound all that physically challenging, but that does mean I'm spending 5 to 8 hours a day running around, bending and lifting and doing various stuff. And although I need to work on a little bit of upper body strength and flexibility in general, that does mean I am running around for 8 hours a day. No one should be all that surprised that someone isn't raking it in working at a grocery store. I've never managed to go hungry, and I've always managed to pay my bills. But unfortunately, that's all I managed to do. Ideally, the way I want it to work is I have all my bills paid at the very beginning of the month and just have the rest of the month as income. And I always manage to pay my car payment and rent at the beginning of the month, but unfortunately I have to push back the other utilities back, and then the idea is, well, that's not a big problem. You just pay the other utilities at the next paycheck. Unfortunately, by the next paycheck comes around, I always have to push them back again, and then again, and by the time I get the utilities paid off, it's time to pay the car payment and the rent again. And although I do manage to pay my bills by the end of the month, I don't have hardly anything left over. And I was thinking, hey, perhaps it's just not my fault. No one's going to strike it rich by working at a grocery store. And I decided to maybe check if I was underneath the poverty level. And unfortunately, I am under the poverty level for a family of 4. So obviously there's something I'm doing wrong. And even last summer, when I was really paying attention to where my money was going, I was able to save up $2,000 over the course of 3 months. So I was using a computer program my dad gave me a couple of years ago called Quicken, and it kind of tracks what you're spending and where your money is going. And so I looked over what I was spending money on, and outside of the utilities and my car payment, I was spending over $500 a month on food. That's close to $20 a day for one person. And with close to $1,000 in bills a month, that's not acceptable. So I was going to restart my savings plan that I was using last summer when I was saving up to buy my car, which is really a twofold plan. Part one is to buy 10 to 15 different large dinners and cook those all up. And since most of those large dinners are planned out for and designed for a medium to large family, I'll just, once I cook them up, I'll put them into individual serving size bags and freeze them. I've done this before a couple of times, and the initial investment of this is about $300 to $400 actually. And you would think, wow, Mark, that's a hell of a savings plan you got there. You buy $500 worth of food to cover up for buying $500 worth of food. But the thing is, when I'm doing like this, I'm doing it on purpose. Just going out to the store and just buying a box of Hamburger Helper, which is designed for a 5-person family, and eating that all in one night, I'll have the individual serving of whatever I cook the big serving of. And since I won't be doing just random run to the store or run to fast food, I'll be tracking serving sizes, so I'll be managing calorie intake, and 2, I'll be managing money outflow because I'm not just randomly grabbing some food, which is, needless to say, fast food is nowhere near good for you at all. And part 2 of the savings plan is quite a bit more difficult. The plan is every week the paycheck, I'll transfer all but $25 into a savings account, because outside of the dinner that I already bought for myself through the freezer cooking, there's no real reason to keep money in my savings account to use to spend. because food's already bought. And if I'm not paying a bill that week, there's no real reason to have it in my checking account. So the main challenge of that is keeping it in the savings account because there's two main points against that would be one, getting bored with the food I already bought and cooked, and two, having a big pile of money sitting there and all kinds of fun things to be able to spend it on. I would say the main problems I have with both weight and financial difficulties comes down to personal discipline. And even getting down to making the videos for this channel that I want to be making as a living. I have a kind of a checklist that I want to be doing every single day. This is how I want to set my time. I just don't do it. The vast majority of my time I spend my days, I just spend watching YouTube videos, mostly music videos and other videos that just randomly interest me. I don't end up making the videos I want to make. I also end up spending a lot of time staring at my analytics page. And I do have quite a long list of videos I'd like to make someday. I just never gotten around to do them. And now that I have a checklist of videos I want to do each day, or not videos, checklist of things I want to be doing every day, hopefully I'll get those videos done and have them posted in a regular manner. Unfortunately, that checklist I want to do each day starts around 5 a.m. And even when I do wake up at 5, I don't feel actual consciousness until 8 o'clock. And I don't want this year to be like last year where I start off this year real strong, real upgo and doing it, let's do this video, and it's September before I realize I haven't made a video yet. So what I know this is kind of contradictory from the last statement, but I'm not going to be making a lot of videos for here in February, but I'm going to spend all of February making videos for March. And hopefully by the time March comes around, I'll be making videos for May. Again, that just falls back to the personal discipline thing. I need to get on track of doing the things I need to be doing. And when it comes down to the personal discipline thing, it's just I obviously can get the personal discipline to do YouTube as a career because I go to work at a place I absolutely despise, and I can do that. So obviously I can make a video. I can get up early enough to make a video, so I can make it. I can wake up early enough to go to my real job, so I can wake up early enough to make videos for YouTube. So I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I think I spent most of this time rambling, and I spent an hour and a half trying to make this video. So good night. I'll see you in March, and thanks for watching.